See regarding the discussion of drugs and alcohol abuse. Mainly today we are going to discuss regarding the drugs. So coming to the drugs, so remember the mnemonic. So okay, coming to the drugs, remember the mnemonic A, B, C. A for alcohol and A for amphetamines, B for barbiturates, and B for benzodiazepines, and C for cannabinoids, and again C for cocaine, and we have the coca alkaloids, and here we have the, again in the alkaloids we have morphine alkaloids. In the alkaloids we have the three morphine, codeine, and next we have this heroin. So let's see. Surveys and statistics show that use of drug and alcohols has been rise, especially among the youth. They are really cause the concern as they could result in more harmful effects like depression. So the people mainly they are prone to drugs are usually the people with depression, insomnia, and certain sports people also will be abused to drugs. Proper education and guidance will enable to youth to safeguard themselves against these dangerous behavioral patterns and follow healthy lifestyles. The drugs which are commonly abused are opioids. So opioids are none other than the alkaloids. You will get morphine, codeine, and heroin. Heroin we otherwise call it as smack, brown sugar, and cannabinoids. Opioids are actually depressants. Okay, that will act on CNS and GIT. Coming to the cannabinoids, cannabinoids will act on brain especially. They are the stimulants mainly. Cannabinoids are the stimulants. And we have the coca alkaloids. Coca alkaloids will cause euphoria, and in excess it will cause the hallucinations. So usually cannabinoids also will cause the hallucination. Majority of these are obtained from flowering plants. Some are obtained from fungi. Very first thing we'll see the opioids. These are the drugs which bind to the specific receptors present on the CNS and GIT. Okay, and heroin. Chemically, commonly we call it as smack, which is none other than acetylation of morphine. So will give to heroin. So diacetyl morphine, we otherwise call it as heroin. So we call it as diacetyl morphine, smack, brown sugar, heroin, all the are same, which is white. The color is white and odorless and so like bitter in taste, and that is a crystalline compound. It is obtained from acetylation of morphine. They are extracted from the latex of poppy seeds. So this is the structure of morphine. So opium poppy. So poppy plant, Papaver somniferum. They are generally taken by snorting and by injection. Heroin is a depressant and slow down the body functions. And next, cannabinoids. Cannabinoids are the group of compounds. They are chemical. They are interact the cannabinoid receptors which is present principally in the brain. The natural cannabinoids are obtained from the inflorescence of the plant called cannabis sativa. Okay, Papaver somnifer for opioids, and cannabinoids will be having cannabis sativa. The flower tops, leaves, resins, and various combination will produce marijuana. So marijuana will be produced from the dried leaves. So you will be having so marijuana is by dried leaves. Marijuana, dried leaves, and hashish and charas is from resins, and ganza is produced from entire inflorescence. So they are taken by inhalation or by oral ganza, and these are known effects on cardiovascular system of the body. Cannabinoids will cause cardiovascular system effects, and usually they are taken through inhalation or ingestion, oral ingestion. And coca alkaloids, this is taken from erythroxylum coca. This is an alkaloid. It's obtained from coca plant, which is native to South America. It interferes with the transport of neurotransmitter called dopamine. So commonly called coke or crack. So smack is heroin. So coke or crack is cocaine. Usually snorting. It will take by snorting only. It is potent stimulant action to the central nervous system. So producing a sense of euphoria and increased energy. Like excessive dosage of cocaine will cause hallucinations. Other well-known plants will be like hallucinogenic properties are Atrofa, belladonna, and datura. So these days, cannabinoids are also used for the abuse by sports people. Drugs like barbiturates, amphetamine, benzodiazepam, and similar drugs are normally used for medicine to cope with mental illness like depression, insomnia, and these are also often abused. Morphine is a very effective sedative or painkiller. It is very useful in patients who have undergone surgery. Several plants, fruits, seeds having hallucinogenic properties have been used by hundreds of years in folk medicine, religious ceremonies, and rituals of all over the globe. When these are taken for purpose other than medicinal use and in the amounts and frequencies that impairs one physical, physiological, and psychological functions. So we call that as drug abuse. Smoking. Smoking is also paves the way of hard drugs. Tobacco is being used by human beings for more than 400 years. This is very important question. 400 years. It is smoked, chewed, and used as snuff. Tobacco contains a large number of chemical substances, including nicotine and an alkaloid. Nicotine stimulates the adrenal gland to release adrenaline and noradrenaline into blood circulation. Both will raise the blood pressure and increase the heart rate. Smoking will be associated with incidence of cancer to the lungs, urinary bladder, and throat. So, and also it leads to bronchitis, emphysema, coronary heart disease, gastric ulcer. Tobacco chewing is associated with increase of oral cavity cancer. So, smoking increases the carbon monoxide content in blood, reducing the concentration of heme-bound oxygen. This causes the oxygen deficiency in the body. And when one buys the packet of cigarette, one cannot miss the statutory warning that is present on pack, which warns against the smoking and says how it is injurious to health. Smoking is very prevalent in society, both among young and old. Knowing the dangers of smoking and chewing tobacco, addictive nature, the youth and old needs to avoid the habits. Any addictive react reaches the counseling and medicinal help to get rid of the habit. So now here we'll see the plants. First, initially the difference is opioids. The plant is Papaver somniferum. It is taken through inhalation and through injection. And next, cannabinoids. Cannabis sativa and coca alkaloid, erythroxylum, coca. So these are the things you have to remember, and this is oral ingestion as well as it is taken to inhalation also. And this is snorting and injection. This is usually cocaine is taken through snorting, and here it is there in CNS, so central nervous system, and we have in GIT and central nervous system we have the receptors. For here we have especially on the brain, here we have especially on the CNS. So cannabinoids will affect the cardiovascular system usually, and this is a depressor, and this will stimulate, and this will cause euphoria, and more if it is taken it causes hallucination, and this will act on the dopamine. These are the things regarding the topic of drugs.